Noonan crime family have been targets for decades, but now they're under extra pressure. Dominic, the head of the family, is in prison. His son Bugsy is threatening to go off the rails, despite the efforts of his mom Mandy and his sometime protector Longshanks. It's chaos, it's unpredictable. Welcome to the mad, crazy world of the Noonans.
This is Manchester. By day it's run by police, by night it's run by gangsters. Manchester is where I was born, where I live and where I'll die.
Dominic is one of Britain's most notorious criminals. He and his accomplice brothers have stolen millions of pounds in bank and transit van robberies over the years and made reputations for themselves as gangland enforcers and underworld power brokers. Dominic is the public face of the family, and he is surrounded by a group of key associates. Meet his devoted friend and bouncer, Cody the doorman. There's Jamie, the driver and actor. Essex Dave, Steve the taxi driver, and his son Bugsy. With Bugsy's mom Mandy, they make up the kitchen cabinet, the mad and dangerous world of the Noonans. Meantime, Dominic Noonan has been residing in Strangeways Prison in Manchester for the last 5 years. It has become a home from home for the gang boss.
Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now!
Now, after well-orchestrated demonstrations and with time half served, the enigmatic crime boss has been released on parole, following his conviction in 2005 for gun possession. It's time now for the celebrations to begin. Friends are invited from all over Manchester and the Northwest to welcome the gangster back on the streets. He remains on curfew, and so for him, the party must close at 11. But that won't hold back the celebrations.
I'd like to thank everybody that gathered here today. Also those that gathered outside Strangeways to help my release from prison. Locked me up for slapping a newspaper on the side of a car. Good job it was a newspaper, not a bat. One day I might end up going back again for breaching the licence. As you all know, I'm on a licence condition. So I don't want to end up going back again. But this guy's going out the door in a second. Don't be quiet. I haven't know. As you know, this is my son Bugsy. He's been by my side since he was, I don't know, born.
Thanks for standing there for me, Dad. Thanks y'all for coming.
Is that it? Without my immediate family, my friends and my very close friends that have stuck by me for the last 5 years in prison, I would never have got through this sentence. Unfortunately, I'm still on licence conditions, so I'm going to have to say goodbye at 11 o'clock. But before that, we're going to party. We're going to move the tables, we're going to dance, and then we're going to rock and roll. Enjoy yourselves.
But someone who is sorely missed at the party is Dominic's brother Desmond, an infamous underworld figure with a terrifying reputation. He was a hitman and bank robber who exerted huge influence in the underworld.
You better know I'm behind most of the murders in Manchester.
And how are you?
No.
He's a good Catholic, believes in that.
I'm a Catholic. I don't believe in life for a life. I don't believe in taking life. We're not dinosaurs and we'll never be extinct. No, 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 no.
Desmond Noonan had boasted he was untouchable and laughed when asked about his involvement in gangland killings in Manchester.
The spot where the 45-year-old was stabbed twice, once in the stomach
to Merseybank Avenue in Charlton, where they found Desmond Noonan lying with 2 stab wounds to his
stabbed in
abdomen.
the stomach near his home in Charlton just days before he was due to feature.
After the murder, Dominic is in no mood for forgiveness.
I went to the scene where it happened. Within minutes I found out who'd done it. His history. He's finished. He knows he's finished.
Derek McDuffus was convicted of the murder of Desmond Noonan and sentenced to 18 years. Within hours of arriving at Strangeways prison, he was brutally assaulted. After weeks in the hospital wing, he was moved to an undisclosed location for his own protection.
Someone whacks him, they whack him. Got a fuck all to do with me, but good luck to him anyway. The amounts of people that have come up and told me how much they want to kill him.
You don't think there's been enough killing?
It's only just begun. It's only just begun.
The funeral was kept under constant surveillance by the Greater Manchester Police. But that didn't deter over 3,000 people from lining the route to pay their respects to the fallen hitman.
God of holiness and power, accept our prayers in behalf of your servant Desmond. Do not count his deeds against him, for in his heart he desired to do your will. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The high-profile funeral brought many of the Noonans and the underworld to the public's attention for the very first time.
I remember when Desi died, me and my daughter was actually filmed on Granada television putting flowers down at the place where Desi had died. And it was shown on Granada reports because, you know, the camera come and spoke to me, the camera crew. Oh, how do you know him, And I just said, Desi's a really nice man. He grew up in the same part of town as me. You know, we was friends, and I'm paying my respects to him. And the next thing, when it had gone live on Granada Reports, I had one of my neighbours come knocking on my door. Listen, he said, I'm not being nosy or anything. He said, I'm not mentioning any names. He said, but, you know, he said, one of the neighbours, the one that drives a minibus, has actually said to me that you've got a twin brother and he's been on Granada Reports and he's connected with the gangster from Manchester that's just been killed. He said, that wasn't you, was it? I said, yeah, I haven't got a twin brother. And he just stood at my door. And I mean, I'd lived there 6 years and you know, this bloke never, ever stuttered. And he couldn't string 2 words together. At the end of the day, it's not like I was stood there with a gun or something. Me and my daughter was just laying some flowers down at the place where Desi had been murdered and showing our respect.
I think people were surprised just how political Desi was. I always called him a communist myself. I know people might think he's a scumbag, but those politics were important to him. You fuck off, you. I was on the roll then.
Desi Noonan was a left-wing agitator who combined his gangland activities with an ongoing battle against the National Front and other far-right groups. While others organised marches and petitions, Noonan threatened his political enemies with guns.
This is the first commemoration where the Irish Republican movement have publicly recognised the activities of Oglak Desmond Noonan. We do so as his family gave permission and wish his services, dedication and contribution to Ireland's unification be recognised. On behalf of the Republican movement to the Noonan family, we salute your brother. We are proud to be here today to be part of history. We salute the memory of Oglak Desmond Noonan.
I feel with the guy who killed my brother, I just wanted revenge that night, you know what I mean? I couldn't even, it took me a long time to get this far now, not to go out and kill him, you know what I mean? And I look back, and if I'd have got hold of him, night, day after, 2 days after, a week later, he would have gone, he'd have just been wiped off the earth. No one would have said anything, done anything, or proved it against us. I mean, my brother's got a lot of nephews and that. And even though they were 10 at the time, 12, 15, that's how they thought. And as they grew older, just saying, I want the person who killed my uncle.
While Dominic comes to terms with his brother's violent death, he knows that his own liberty and survival is always under threat. It was only a matter of time before the police came knocking, but this time, the charge facing the so-called gay gangster shocked everyone.
It didn't last very long. He put his penis inside me, I froze. I was more scared than anything. He's a big man. He's a well-known man. I jumped up, put my pants on and my boots, and he said to me, if you tell anyone, if you tell any of my family, I'll kill you and your boyfriend.
Dominic was charged with rape and returned to prison while the police investigated the allegations.
Good afternoon, Robert Lazar. Pat Graham speaking.
Pat, listen, I keep getting locked up for the crimes I haven't done, and the crimes I do, I keep getting off. Yeah, he started off with the fucking gun charge, and that's the rape charge. But make sure you do your best for this, because I'm having this fucking charge hanging over my head.
Paddy and Eileen Noonan, Dominic's law-abiding cousins, joined the chorus of disapproval at the arrest of the crime boss.
We wasn't there, was he, when he had his due?
It's got to be a fetch up, that, definitely.
Of course it is. Just what I realised that, don't they?
I mean, the man's gay, for Christ's sake. Why would he get done for raping a girl?
God knows.
Where's the sense?
There isn't, is there?
Despite an extensive investigation, the police withdrew the charges completely, leaving Noonan to complain, as usual, about his treatment at the hands of the Greater Manchester Police. He's released but could be called back to serve the remaining 4 years on his sentence if he is arrested again. The woman who made the rape allegation was moved from the city and given a new identity.
You all right?
Hello, Mandy.
Oh.
You all right? No sex in the bar. No sex in the bar.
Well, you too?
And I feel like you're all right.
Yeah, I'm all right. Looking smart today. You miss me?
Of course I have. What's missed you?
Well, fucking...
How long are you out for?
Well, to just set me up in the next years, no doubt.
When I was arrested for the rape, and they questioned me, and they're going on about, you raped her in the room, you took her in there for your pleasure. It was making me physically sick. And as he was saying things to me, getting flashbacks to what happened to me when I was a kid. I know what I went through as a kid in them homes, and there's no way that I would put her or anyone through that situation. Never.
The rape charge has damaged his reputation and put a lid on many of his community activities. Since his release, Noonan has been banned from associating with children under the age of 16. For a while, he was also banned from seeing his own son, Bugsy. Dominic's son, Bugsy, now in his late teens, has a difficult choice to make. Perhaps the most difficult of all. How he's going to live his life. Follow in the footsteps of his father, or go straight. As a young boy, it seemed as if his mind was made up.
Billy said to me, Bugs said you ought to come and work for me. So I said, yeah. I said, what doing? And he said, cleaning wagons, so I said, yeah. That's how I got a job. I prefer to get paid that this year than going out robbing.
Death is a constant theme for young Bugsy. Even as an 11-year-old, 2 of his close friends died through gun and knife wounds. This violent backdrop and the death of 7 adult role models in his life in recent years has traumatized the gangster's son, and he has been receiving bereavement counseling. The death of his uncle Desmond Noonan was particularly difficult for little Bugsy. Mandy, his mother, is scared he will follow his dad into a life of crime.
It might be tough times with them, you know, when they were younger. Won't go to school, keep wagging school, social services, the police, people knocking on my door, kids have done this. Police stations with him, to school meetings over him. Bugsy's running riot and no one's there for him, and half of these people are either dead or in jail.
Mandy is worried about her children growing up inside a crime area and within a crime family. She wants the kids to try out Wales as a new home.
Gangsters Paradise, Wales, sheep shagging.
You can go out, my dad.
Well, are you going to go with your dad?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I want to stay around here because I took hard, because I've lived around here all my life and missed the mates and everything. I know about to go to a Welsh school, Welsh snobs.
Oh, they've got snobs up there. They've got housing estates up there as well, you know.
Yeah, but it's not the point.
You like it?
I won't. I won't go back to mine.
But first she takes them there for a weekend break. It's the furthest they've ever been from Manchester. Despite their fears, the kids warm to life on the farm. Bugsy learns that guns on a farm are very different to guns on the street.
Obviously. This is a 20-bore shotgun.
And what do you use that for?
We're shooting rabbits, pheasants and things.
Yeah, speak it up, Bug. Never point guns at anybody, never.
It looks dead heavy, doesn't it? I think it's been metal, doesn't it?
It's got a bit of weight in it.
Wax on clean over there for that.
I do, yeah.
What do you think, Bugs?
Nice?
Did you live here?
Yeah.
Back in the day, Bugsy knew what a gangster was.
What do you think a gangster is?
But they go around killing people, but not for no reason. For a reason, it has to be for a reason. Like, say if they owed them money or something like that.
Now, he's well on the way to becoming one.
I remember when you used to say that, lad, first to wash wagons and rob. But times changed, don't they? I was more innocent. I didn't ever do any crime when I was washing the wagons. I never even robbed a sweet out of a shop. I still never have now.
My dreams are to be a boxer.
Well, you might as well quit if you haven't got it.
If I don't make it a big boxer, go for football.
I stopped washing wagons and went into football. And I stopped football. I had no money. So I started it. Everyone wants money. Everyone likes money. And if you haven't got one, you want one. You want some, don't you? I always knew it was going to come one day. I would start, and I did.
Bugsy's slow descent into crime has been a huge concern for Mandy. His early innocence has been lost, and the only question in his mother's mind is, when will his behaviour be serious enough to warrant jail time? Bugsy and his best friend Lewis, a neighbour and a year older, are thick as thieves. And out of hours, thieving is exactly what they do. And their mischief is escalating seriously, with several brushes with the law. Lewis has already convictions for burglary, and Bugsy is sneaking out of the house at night to rob cars. Over the years, Longshanks has tried to keep Bugsy in check.
Seen what your dad's gone through, you've seen what your family's gone through. You know, you need to wise up, man. What are you going to do about it?
Don't.
That's rubbish. Do you want to end up like your dad? Go to jail and sit there and do fuck all?
Nah. Obviously not.
What are you going to do about it?
Don't know. Prison doesn't scare me. But there's just a lot of things to do at this moment in time. To not go to prison for.
And it wasn't long before he would be able to put his boast to the test. Bugsy was arrested in relation to over 40 car thefts and high-value burglaries before being charged and convicted. The gangster's son was sentenced to 18 months in youth detention. With good behaviour, he should be out within a year.
Who's in his shoes? Declan's. Declan's, you walking them?
While Bugsy is inside, behind bars for the first time, Dominic lives with Mandy. He remains on tag while still on licence for his recent gun conviction. Dominic and Mandy, the not-so-proud parents, go to visit Bugsy in jail.
He's only done it because I got locked up. People say, no, your dad's not getting out again. So he decided to go out and get money. It's the first time he'd done it. He couldn't get bail because he mentioned that he was related to me. 5 burglaries. First time arrested. Because it was my name was mentioned in court. The judge released me. The next day, he sentenced Bugsy. Just I feel guilty for what I'd done to Bugsy. He's in jail because I wasn't there to protect him. But then I was arrested for something I didn't do, and if I wouldn't have been arrested, I would have been there for him. I mean, 2 weeks of being arrested, he went downhill. I think I'm a good example to him. Even though I've done bad things, nasty things, he knows what's right from wrong. If he took the same path as I went, I'd be gutted. It would hurt me if I'm still alive and Bugsy's in jail doing a long sentence. If I go back to jail, obviously, I won't personally be there to watch out for Bugsy, but I've got enough friends that can watch out for him.
Dominic was always in and out, in and out. He just had a crazy couple of years. He just went off his head, doing burglaries and cars, and I couldn't stop him. He just went off his head. I was getting rushed all the time by the police, and doors getting kicked in because of the police, and police looking for him and taking his clothes and raiding his bedroom, raiding my house, and ended up in jail. Got caught in a car, ended up in jail.
By cruel coincidence, Bugsy serves his sentence in the same institution where his dad served 30 years earlier.
As soon as I got locked up, people were telling him, oh, your dad's never getting out now, that's it, his life off. He fucked it off. He just thought, fuck it, just do what I want to do. And off he went on a rampage with his mates.
Let's get this. Yo, come here. Let's go.
Bugsy sees the glamour, he sees the flash cars, the attraction, the money. Dominic and myself, I think we're very similar. A lot of the decisions we've made in our lives and the path that we've chosen have probably been born more out of circumstance than they have a genuine desire to be a villain. You know, we made our choices because we had to. We had to fend for ourselves, we had to survive, and crime was the only way we could do that. And that one point is probably what distinguishes us both from Bugsy.
It makes me feel sad that my mum's upset. I feel bad that what you had to put him through, but you have to get on with it. Long Thanks did try hard as well, but there's nothing he could do. It's just one of the things that's bound to happen, innit? I made my bed, I mean, so I have to lie in it.
For Bugsy, though, life behind bars is short-lived.
You all right? Yeah. Is that a prison tracksuit or what?
Yeah. Did your mum tell you? Yeah, all black ball.
A great deal of time and effort is put into Bugsy's first moments of freedom.
That's so no. Hey.
Bugsy's a good kid. He really is. And he's quite a good-natured kid, and he's very sweet-spirited, shall we say. Because if I say soft-hearted, he'll get all upset and all that. You know, now he's got a reputation, but, you know, he is. He's a good kid. He's a nice lad. And hopefully, for his sake, you know, he'll take that opportunity and take this first hurdle of imprisonment and make something positive out of it. That's what I would want for him. You know, go and get a straight job.
A bit concerned, you know, I said, it's sort of nice with your Bugsy because he's such a lovely lad. And getting himself in trouble.
Yeah, because everyone's been took out of his life, haven't they? They're even dead or they're in jail.
You think,
it's hard being 6 kids up on your own, no, do it? No, it's hard to get 6 kids on your own. Bringing them up on your own in a big estate like this.
Well, it is. And there's so many influences, and the thing is peer pressure. They don't end up sort of doing,
Well, I can't tell him he can knock about with who he can't knock about with.
Well,
He's a big, I can't keep him in the house.
Bugsy's last visit to the Welsh countryside was helpful in stabilising the young street kid. Arrangements have now been made to send him there again to try and keep him away from jail. There, his old friends Gwenda and Joe offer him a break and a chance to take stock of events.
So, what about the view then? Has it changed much? Yeah.
Last time clouds, wasn't it?
Just beautiful, so quiet. Peaceful, really peaceful.
Gonna feed the birds. We've got 2 here on the lawn. We'll feed this one first. This is a goshawk. He's a couple of years old, this one. He's a little bit nervous, a bit more nervous than the birds you saw when you came last time. Okay, just moving slowly. That's good, that's good. He'll probably jump up here. I think I missed that one. I missed that one as well, Bugs. I tell you, I need more practice.
Not 4.
The most important thing when you've got a shotgun, you never point it at anyone. Even if you think it's unloaded, you never point it at anyone, because you never know.
Have you seen one of these before?
Yeah. Oh, good one. That was excellent. I thought you'd left it too late, but you caught that one right in the middle. That is really good, Bugs.
Bugsy displays an unexpected expertise with firearms.
So how does that make you feel?
All right.
Yeah?
Better than you.
Well, you are today, but no, that was impressive. Very impressive.
What was the purpose of coming, do you think?
To catch up.
To catch up. And has it been a catch up?
Yeah, of course it has.
Yeah, so what are the things that you've really enjoyed?
Well, we started shooting the pheasants.
The falcon?
The falcon.
You saw the falcon and the gossel. I tell
And
you
the
what.
walk back up the hill, memory lane.
Memory lane, that's great, isn't it? Walking up the hill. You know what it's like, 9 months being locked away. But if you want to go back, you wouldn't go back through choice, but...
If I had to go back, then I'd go back, but I wouldn't choose to go back.
So what are you going to do to make sure that you don't go back?
Trying to keep out of trouble.
It's easier said than done, mate,
No.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's not an easy... And I realised that at that conversation we had yesterday. Choices are very, very difficult. And I think what I said to you, yeah, it's very easy to say yes to people when you're under pressure. It takes a very brave man to say no, yeah? So I want for you, you've said you don't want to go back. Even if people pull you in whichever direction, and actually I don't think you take a lot of pulling, mate. I wish you all the luck, and I mean it, okay? I mean it. And when you can, say no, even though you might want to see, your head might want, or your heart might want to see you to say yes. Say no.
Despite the advice, prison seems to have hardened Bugsy, who now has no fear of the lockup.
What happened was, we went out looking for cars, and we got 2. Now I was on our way back to park them up, and we seen the police, and the police chased us. But the other car got away, and they chased me, but I crashed in it. And so we had the arrest melons on. I was in the police station for 4 days. When I came through, then they checked all our names in the sweatbox. I went through there and see the ward up there, like a little office thing. I went in there, checked us all in, changed our clothes, gave us something to eat, then went on to the induction wing. And there you stay for a couple of days and went on to the proper wing. I actually do miss it a little bit. I'm not coming back, but it's weird. It feels weird to see it again. You can meet some good people. Meet some good people here. Meet some pricks as well, though.
If he goes back to prison, he will go to Strangeways adult prison, which is deeply familiar to the Noonans.
It's very difficult in Manchester, isn't it? Wherever you go, there's crime. Kids get dragged into the wrong... I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't go stealing cars or burgling houses, but that seems to be the thing now. I went to prison for a police assault, and ever since then, they've been fucking on my case.
Bugsy's Bugsy. Bugsy's his father's son. He's a lovable rogue. Bugsy's a character. He's a really good lad. At the end of the day, you know, he has had ups and downs in his life. He has had problems in his life. He started to go down the wrong road himself. You know, him and his dad have argued over it because his dad really doesn't want that for him. But, having said that, realistically, there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there for the kids today.
Bugsy is growing up against a backdrop of crime and antisocial behaviour. The fear is that he will be sucked ever more into a life outside the law.
They think we're gangsters and all this, but we're not, you know what I mean? We just do what we do because we can't get a job, you know what I'm saying? That's why we do what we do best.
Fuck the police.
Fuck them, nah, they harass us, man. It's different shit, different days, innit, man, you know what I mean? They just think that we're the bad people, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if they got to know us really, we're good people, you know what I mean? But it's just because obviously they just think what we've done in our past, you know what I mean? We've been brought up like that, so that's the way we have to live. They just want to arrest us, put us in jail with everyone else.
And get us off the streets.
Longshanks, one of Dominic's key associates and protector of Bugsy, like many in Manchester, grew up with violence at close quarters.
Violence is a good tool to control people.
The violence that he met on the streets, even as a young child, was commonplace among some of the working-class communities of Manchester. Soon he learned to accept it as a way of life, and then understood its power as an adult. He was then launched on a path of destruction from which there was no turning back.
It got to a point where I'd get beaten so regularly that, you know, as a kid you just stop crying. You know, it becomes meaningless, you become accustomed to it. So it didn't matter, take the beating and go off and get on with your business. Once the violence crept into my criminality, I realised that you can acquire possessions without having to pay for them. I had no moral qualms about essentially being as violent as it took in any given situation, whether that's, you know, slapping somebody or, you know, sending them for a dirt nap.
It seems difficult family backgrounds and trouble on the estates all helped forge the misbehaviour of the adults around Bugsy. Now they try to warn him of the dangers.
When you grow up on the estates as well, for me, it's like just a vicious circle. You go around and you go around, and until you actually break that cycle. I mean, Dave, you've done it, man. You turn your life around, man.
Too much.
Like you said.
Too much.
For you,
standing there on doors and then everybody else, and no one really knows you. People just think, you know, he's hard, he's that, and don't mess with them and don't mess with that, and it isn't at all what it's about. In most families, it's like that.
Bugsy is surrounded by some unlikely mentors, none more so than Dave Wilson, in his time a key associate of Bugsy's dad, Dominic.
Dave Wilson, well, there's a man. A fucking scary man. Let me tell you. I mean, I know these days Dave's a very successful businessman, and I believe he's got a really nice restaurant, which I've yet got to get the time to go down and visit him. I've not seen much of Dave over the last few years, I must be honest. But back in the day, you know, before he was a retired businessman, he was a fucking scary man. When Dave Wilson said jump, you said how high. That's the way it was. But, you know, again, he's retired, he's got a successful business, he's a good chef, and that's what he does. He's turned his life around, he took the road that he took, and then when he'd had enough, he said enough's enough, and he's made himself a successful business.
Yeah, Ahmed, what are you going to say, man?
And you, stay out of fucking trouble, man. You must, bro. You must do.
No,
you're going to make it in there. Even on the last video in there, it's showing you're going to be wise and clever, bro, and you just got to do that. And as me as an old friend to your family and that lot, mate, I really, really wish that you do keep out of trouble. I really do. Lads like this will always look out for you, mate, and that's all you got to do, mate. Just down there for dancing, up there for thinking, bro.
Because otherwise it'll be crazy, aren't it? But do you know what I'd like to see do, though, honestly, like, from me? Like, which turn of my life around? The army, man.
The army?
Yeah, man.
No, you never.
I love it,
fuck?
That sound intelligent, you bastard.
Some banksters fucking war.
Listen, yeah, there's no point dying for someone else's war who isn't even prepared to go to the war themselves and die for its own war.
And it's not. And there's hundreds of young kids, man, they're coming back in body bags in that line. It isn't the answer. From discipline and stuff like that, they might see it as an answer, but it isn't an answer. But it is. It's just, again, like I say, mate, just using your own head and just going through world and stuff like that.
No point dying for someone else's war. Yeah.
I've done it myself, whatever you do. When I was at school, mate, people were saying you're a gay, you're a faggot if you like cooking and stuff. Man, only girls like cooking, and it doesn't matter, mate. If you've got something you want to do. That's it, boys.
Cody's spell in the army with stints in Bosnia kept him out of trouble, and he harbours some hopes that Bugsy might take the same path.
My army days, some of the best days and worst days of my life, to be honest. A lot of good memories, a lot of sad memories. Done the tour of Bosnia, done 6 months out there in Sipavol. Did 2 tours of Afghanistan with the War Regiment of Artillery. Seen a lot of bloodshed and stuff like that, coming under like small arms fire, RPG fire on a daily basis. A lot of the stuff still weighs heavy on your mind, to be honest. Still a lot goes through your mind and stuff at night, and like you think of the people that have passed away and stuff like that. But an overall general experience was very proud. Made some of the best friends of my life.
When I joined the army, sort of helped me, got my head straight and stuff. I've grown up a lot, but then I like.
Also, what die for someone else's war, though?
No,
After
I got out of Afghan bugs, my head went west, mate, and then started getting in trouble for all sorts, mate. Just being a dick, mate, knocking people about, mate, just assaulting people, and then just going down that route. And lucky enough, I've been in jail, man, but just want to see the best for you, man, serious. You know, I know your dad don't want you to go down that route, obviously.
It isn't worth it, you know, common sense.
I mean,
Dave's on it. You've seen it. You've seen enough bloodshed and that already, bro, innit? For a young guy, mate, you've just seen enough.
Dave's living proof that you can turn your life around and you can make a success,
so,
man. And we're sat here in this fine restaurant, and it's like things are looking good and things are getting better and better. Month on month, it's getting busier and stuff, and you're starting to turn people away for Christmas. You're that busy, but
good. And for a white guy, yeah, man.
While Dominic is still on licence and keeping his head down, Bugsy and his best friend Lewis are being managed out of trouble. A day on an army-style assault course is arranged as a character-building exercise.
Interesting.
The army instructors are prepared for whatever the boys can throw at them.
Morning, boys. You all right? Mike, pleased to meet you, mate. Is it Lewis? Pleased to meet you, Lewis. This is Gaz and Dave. How's it going? Good. Hey, mate. Is it Bugsy? Yeah. Mike, pleased to meet you, mate. This is Gaz and this is Dave. Used to be in the army as a PTI, commando trained. Dave's ex-parachute regiment. Gaz is from the RLC, but he's a personal trainer as well. All we're going to do today is just like some fun, physical, cheeky fitness, right, to see how like what your fitness levels are like and stuff, and sort of give you a bit of an insight of how it will be in the army, so you can do a bit of training and stuff. So happy with that, boys, yeah? Some press-ups and some partner carries. We might get a little bit muddy and dirty, but we'll have a laugh. We'll join in and do it with you as well. We're not going to make you do it on your own. Do you know what I mean? We'll get involved and do it. It'll be a good laugh. It'll be good. Well done. Keep on going, mate. Keep on going. Good effort. Well done. Come on, keep on going. That's it. Good acting. Yeah, keep on going. Let's go.
The young gangsters may be able to handle it on the streets, but clearly not on the hills.
Bugsy, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Bugsy, let's go. Come on. Beat him. Come on, man. Let's go. Go. Body's nice and straight. 5 each. Effort. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Bugsy, let's go.
Cigarettes and spliffs have taken their toll as the army assault course gets the better of Bugsy and best friend Lewis.
No, Bugsy.
I'll go to bed where I belong. I won't wake up till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hang like that even more. Go down there.
To be fair, quite a lot of people in the military do smoke, but they don't do it while they're doing PT sessions and stuff like that. It's not good for you, mate. That's not, yeah.
I know what's needed.
I'm a lazy person, you have. Effort, mate. Well done. Effort. Well done, Lewis. Fantastic. Well done, mate. Effort. Brilliant. When we first seen them, to be honest, I thought the typical hoodie is going to be a little bit challenging, but to be fair, they're really a nice set of lads. They were good. No attitude, 110%. Yeah, they was a good bunch of lads. I liked them.
Dominic's secret helper, the Fixer, who chooses not to be identified, continues to look after Dominic and Bugsy.
My way of summing Bugsy up is just a nice young man. He's so polite. I love him to bits. I really, really do. I can't say any more than that because I just do. I worry for him because he's a young lad. I just hope they're all sensible and just stick together because they normally do anyway as a family. I just wish they'd leave him alone. And these wannabes that hang around him that cause the trouble for him, I wish they'd just stay away. I mean, I've seen that numerous times where somebody does something, it's, oh, I know the Noonans. And next minute, the Noonans get the reputation from this person doing what he's done, and it's nothing to do with them. I've seen that so many times.
Well, with Bugsy, he's got two choices. One, either to be a successful person in life or be a successful criminal at the end of the day. Cause, you know what I mean? That's only two choices he's got in this country, be successful or a criminal. There's no in-between us, you know what I mean?
I think Dom does want him to stay straight. But again, you know, if you continue to be a criminal, then he may continue with that path if he sees those around him continuing with that path.
The battle to protect Bugsy from a future of crime has gained momentum, but it may not be enough.
Just want to do something with his life, just want to do something. He won't sign on. He said that to me, not going to do that, not a chance. Just want to do something. There's nothing out here now, is there? Don't know. Just want to do. You won't go to college, you won't go and sign on. I don't know.
For all his criminal past, Dominic actually wants a different life for Bugsy.
My #1 priority now is keep Bugsy out of jail, and especially out of a grave. He's too young to go to graves. And at the end of the day, I will be there for him as far as I can be.
Bugsy's innocence may have been lost, but that is not the end of the story.
But wait, let me explain my state. It's not all doom and gloom, cause there's a percentage that I just rate. That I've got the passion. Don't wanna be squeezing on mash and living life off the rations. Jail's not your only route for the cash, and failing ain't bulletproof, so it can happen. If you wanna make a new life, cut the umbilical cord. You can be big or small, fuck the criminal record. Fuck the criminal record.
For the Noonans, there is no forgetting and there's no forgiving those who do them wrong. But there's always a time for remembering, a more innocent era when young boys were young boys.
Let's get married, and I want 18 kids. I've always wanted 18 kids.
Next time, meet Lloyd the cage fighter, a man used to getting his own way.
This was the way, and I'd get closer and closer to him.
And Jamie the actor has a secret.
I had to cover it up to completely forget about stuff.
And has this Santa
You want a sword?
been on the naughty list?
It's fucking freezing. I've got a beard on, it's making me fucking itch.
It's never dull. At home with the Noonans.